Hey guys, welcome back. West Carolina University. We're continuing on against Troy. And Troy is a pretty solid team. They're sitting at 5-1 on the current season. And if we win this game, we have a legit chance of actually becoming ranked for the first time in our program history, as we've been absolutely balling out this season. Let's see if we can continue to have another great game. Can Taylor Rambo rally the troops together and get another dub? Sorry if my voice sounds a little bit off. I think I've been losing my voice a little bit over the past few days, so hopefully it won't give out during the course of this video. But Taylor Rambo coming out with a perfect 12 touchdowns to 0 interception ratio. Just such a fantastic way to start the season. Is Montel Major getting a nice run? He gets 6 yards on his initial carry. We like to really try to assert the run game early on. It just depends on if we can make it work. Oh, just a huge drop from Ron Marshall, going to make us have to punt the ball immediately as we start this game. Tucker Kilcrease, that's quite the name for a QB that we're going to have to be going up against this time. As a running back gets a good cut, he gets a first down. Tay Meadows getting them into an excellent position as they're going to start the ball already well in our territory on 2nd and 8. Gonna just dump it underneath to the tight end, who breaks a tackle and is so close to the first down. 3rd and 1. It's a big opportunity for a stop, but we just played too far away. We tried to blitz our guys, but obviously they throw to the player that was the safety covering them and just gets the sack. Wyatt Wright with a huge play. Wyatt Wright has been coming on so strong in this season. This year, last year, he's just been an animal for us. Gonna be so sad that he's leaving at the end of this season, as he is a redshirt senior this year. What a move from Tay Meadows, and he gets knocked out of bounds at 4th and 9. So luckily we make the tackle just in time, but the kick is up and it is good. So they're gonna take a 3-point lead. 1st and 10 for Taylor Rambo. Underneath to Xavier Lee. Gets a nice gain and a first down. Megalodons trying to see if they can answer. Major gets just about nothing. Motioning in our receiver. Taylor Rambo gonna have to scramble out with it. Does he have somebody? And he drops it. That was a tightly contested throw, but he really threw it where only his receiver could get to it. Good catch for Montel Major. Montel's getting us to midfield as he tries to run forward and gets a nice powerful 1 for 5. Montel Major, for his freshman year, I've been pretty impressed with him. He's been pretty solid. I just wish we had a little bit better offensive line play to be able to get him more open space. And right as I say it, we immediately get sacked. So there we go. We're going to have to punt the ball yet again. Good catch off the bounce from their return man. Just the slow starts to every game has not been a good recipe for us. It's something that we really need to fix, because we can't keep getting down by multiple scores and then expecting to win every game, especially if we want to have aspirations for a college football playoff berth or something. At the end of the first quarter, it is 3-0 Troy, as our offense really hasn't had much going, under 3 yards of play. So 2nd down and 11 after the loss of 1 on that last play. Tight end's going to get just back to the original line of scrimmage. Really felt like that was a multiple yard gain, but there we go. Good move. We're going to be able to get our safety down into the box and stop that play. And after the punt, we'll go right back to Montel Major. A little bit of a pitch play, and that's not going to work. So we tried inside runs, we tried outside runs. Just really can't get the run game going. Try some sort of option play. Good pitch off to Montel Major. Down to the 30, and he pushes his way out of bounds to the 40-yard line. An amazing play right there from the Megalodons. We're going to go to the RPO and get another first down. Taylor Rambo just doing what he needs to do. We're going to go to the touch. Nothing. Can we continue our drive? Pressure's coming. Going to be able to throw it over to Ron Marshall and picks up the first down. The 5th first down picked up so far by West Carolina. We'll just go back underneath again to Darnell. Jackson's going to get a handful of yards as we'll run up the middle to Montel Major, and he picks up the first. Trying to balance out our run and pass plays. We're going to be able to thread the needle to Ron Marshall over the middle. Down to the 10-yard line. And on the screenplay, we'll dump it off to Montel, who's going to fight his way down to the 3. 3 minutes left in the quarter, down 3. Runs it off to Major, who stiff arms his way down to the 1-yard line. So close. Can we just QB sneak this in? No, we can't. We're just going to go right back to another play. We'll run it to the fullback, and he's in for the touchdown. It was a risky play to go forward on 4th, but boy, did it pan out for us, as we are up 7-3. So Troy back out on offense again. That one could have been picked. Just couldn't get there defensively in time. And it's already a 3rd and 9 situation. Just a quick throw out of bounds. That was such a fast 3 and out for this defense. West Carolina really coming alive here in the second quarter. I feel like we're one of the better second quarter teams. Taylor Rambo, empty backfield, throwing a horrible pass. Definitely had Cole Turner open there, but just couldn't get it to him. We see somebody up over the top, and he overthrew him by a mile. Oh, he definitely had a step there. Well, we'll just go back to the run game and see if we can get just about anything. Gets one of their timeouts at least taken away, but that was really not a good showing offensively for us. Great bounce, though, for the punt team as we get them down at the 11. 1st and 10 for Troy. Just going to drop back and throw it out of bounds. 2nd down and 10. Throwing that to the corner, and he overthrows him. So it's a 3rd down situation. They'll just try to run the ball to get some more of the clock down. And not much doing there. We'll call our first time out, and we get another chance to put up some more points. We've definitely won the position battle on the field. We're starting this at about midfield, so we only need a couple yards to get into field goal range. Taylor Rambo just scrolling out, and he's got a completely wide open, and he hurdles over a player down to the 22-yard line for Ron Marshall. Oh my gosh, what just happened? Ron Marshall catches the wide open pass and just embarrasses the defensive back. You have a tight end hurdling over this man. This is going to be on a poster for years to come. What an athletic play from Ron Marshall. That has got to be clip of the year. Absolutely clip of the franchise for sure. That's a terrible pass. Emotions running a little bit high after that play. We got to settle down for a second, and that was so open. Just drops the pass. Perfectly placed from Taylor Rambo. But we're going to have to settle for 3. That's disappointing. Looking at that again, I was thinking about it, and I really should have hit that outside receiver. But I just saw the seam streak a whole lot quicker than I saw the outside guy. But at half, it is 10-3. As the offense came alive a little bit, but only got a field goal out of it. We really dominated in that second quarter, and I feel like that's how most of these games go. They dominate first quarter, we dominate second quarter, and then most of the time we dominate in the second half. 2nd down and 4 after the run. Another big hit. Tay Meadows is just kind of getting walloped right now. 3 hit sticks in a row on this man. Where's the wear and tear factor? Can we get this guy out of the game? Gets basically back to the line of scrimmage. They've been giving the ball to this man on like 5 consecutive plays. Like, what is his stamina? 99? Another run to him? Okay, I was going to say now there's a backup in there because that guy's got to be dead. Wow, that was close. That one easily could have been intercepted. So the incomplete pass is going to bring up a punt situation, and they're just going to try to angle us out of bounds. They get us down at the 11. So we'll go right back to the ground game with Montel Meja, who's going to get a nice 8-yard carry. Little motion. Go back to Cole Turner on the jet touch pass as he gets enough for the 1st down. Getting a little fake to Montel. Scrambles out. Has a wide open guy. Caught for Darnell Jackson, and he's in enemy territory. A huge pickup from Taylor Rambo. And a 1st down for the Megalodons. As we are right on the doorstep from the fantastic play from Taylor Rambo. His 99 play action is absurd. Absolutely absurd, and a money throw. 53 yards downfield. 1st and 10. Little fake to the jet touch. Hands it off to Montel as we get a few. 2nd down and 6. Can Anthony get it? No. 3rd down and 2. Taylor Rambo just going to scramble with it, and he's going to find his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Taylor Rambo putting the team on his back on that drive. A beautiful 53-yard play, and this rushing touchdown for him a few plays later. So 17-3. Troy's got to get something going here, or else this is going to be a blowout territory game. Going to try to run with the ball, and not much. 2nd down, over the middle, wide open slant route, and they're going to finally bring him down. All the way to midfield already. What a cut move from Tay Meadows. 2nd down and 8. They are living and dying by the run. I'm telling you that right now. I'm able to basically cheat everybody up because I know it's going to be a run 99% of the time. And there's a fumble, and it's somehow picked up by the offensive lineman. DJ Dean was so close to being able to get the recovery. Very, very fortunate for Troy. They get a chance to punt the ball away. We'll get the ball back either way, but at least now we have to get a little bit further down the field. So we'll try to not necessarily chew clock, but, you know, take our time going down the field. As Montel Meja getting a good run again. He is getting some huge runs this week, as this is something that he hasn't really been having. 2nd down and 6. Another play action. Has another deep throw, and it's caught for Darnell Jackson. And it's all the way in for the touchdown. Darnell Jackson gets a huge 50-something yard touchdown play on another one. How did he get that pass off? It is a duck. Taylor Rainbow got leveled as he threw that one, but it was a dart. 24-3. West Carolina over Troy. It is looking more and more realistic that we're going to be ranked. At the end of the 3rd quarter, 24-3. Really the last opportunity for Troy, I believe, in this one. 2nd down and 7. Throwing it right to him. Oh, my gosh. We got to come away with that interception there, Terrell. Brings up a punt situation either way. And Evan Rhodes getting a chance to get a return. If we score on this drive, I really do think this thing is over. Gonna just have nowhere to throw it. Motions the receiver over. 2nd down and 10. Little jump cut from Montel, and he gets 9. 3rd and 1. RPO action. Out to Darnell Jackson, who's having himself a day. Great spin move, and he's down to the 30. Up to 240-plus yards passing for Taylor Rambo. As Taylor's going to try to just scramble out and gets a hit. Huge, huge blitz from Troy. There was just no time. Montel's going to try to make this a more manageable 3rd down. And we get it to a 3rd and 9, which is way, way more manageable than anything else. Good throw and catch to Ron Marshall. Sure-handed. He comes down with it, and we get another opportunity for a 1st down. Motioning in Darnell Jackson. Has a guy open to the corner, and he overthrows him. 3rd down and 6. Going to motion over Darnell Jackson. He has been our animal today, as we're going to just throw it off quick to him and just try to make it a straight field goal, as we'll have it up, and it is good. So we're going to nail the field goal and extend the lead 27-3. Pretty much a 3 to almost 4 score game at this point. 4 minutes left. Definitely a last possession effort here, as Wyatt Wright's going to get a sack. Another one for him, as he's getting closer and closer to the record in the single season. 2nd down and 20. Throwing it out of bounds. 3rd down and 20. Such a deep completion is needed right now to pick up the 1st down. Obviously 4 down territory though, and of course we can't cover somebody forever. Just no pressure at all on their QB, as he's going to throw a dart down the middle, and a great play. 1st and goal to the back of the end zone. He missed them. Just barely overthrew it, and it's right to Terrell Pace, who's going to get the interception, and he's going to be able to just sit down in the end zone, and that is going to ice the game out. 27-3, West Carolina over Troy. They had nothing to do on offense at all. Taylor Rambo having himself yet another fantastic performance. We held them to 168 total yards of offense. Taylor Rambo 19 for 27 for 270 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions. Montel had 19 carries for 102 yards. Receiving wise, Darnell Jackson just absolutely went off. 7 catches for 161 and a touchdown. And defensively, Sheldon Dennis 10 tackles, 7 for Wyatt Wright and 7 for Russ Whalen. Wyatt Wright also led the team with 3 TFLs, including 2 sacks and 2 TFLs for Russ Whalen. We also had a game-sealing interception for Terrell Pace. But Timmy Spangler, the center, commits to the program. We're now officially ranked for the first time ever in school history at number 23 in the country. And Wyatt Wright gets the Sun Belt Defensive Player of the Week, again for the first time in school history. Ranked number 23 in the country. We are 5-0 on the season. Georgia State is the only other one that's threatening us really in this conference, but we're also pretty close to getting a few more commits. Glenn Jamerson, he is right on the edge of committing. If we win this game and we win it in a pretty big fashion, we might be able to get him. It just kind of depends. It was a really good week for App State to be able to jump us up to first place. but I feel like we get more points than them on a regular basis since we have 75 points we can put onto somebody. We're pretty much close on just about all of these other players too. It's going to come down to the wire for some of them, but it really looks like we're going to be able to get most of these guys. Old Dominion is the next matchup, as it's a rival game for us, but they're winless. Completely 0-5. So this is a game that we really should dominate them. Taylor Rainbow still 13 touchdowns, no interceptions, as his incredible season just continues to happen. Second down and 12 after the loss of 2. Going to hit Ron Marshall over the middle, makes it 3rd and inches. Can we just QB sneak this thing in for the first down? We do. So a little motion over for Cole Turner as he's going to get himself to the outside and gets a nice gain of 9. We'll go right back to it, but hit him with a run play this time, and Montel's going to get a first down. 1st and 10. Play action fake. Throwing it over to our tight end, Mankins, for a huge gain and a first down. That's Lamar Mankins. Supposed to be a running back. Moved him over to tight end, and he is just killing it out there. Great spin move from Montel. 1st and goal. RPO. Nobody there. Oh my gosh. Cole Turner missed the block, and he's able to get the tackle before the end zone, but Montel is going to waltz his way into the end zone, and we're up 7-0 on Old Dominion early. Here we go. Time for the defense to show up against this Monarch offense. Colton Joseph is the QB that we're going to have to be going against this week. He is a junior QB, so it's not going to be the last time we go up against this guy. And he's just going to fumble the football immediately. What a play. Can we get a return? Oh, he steps out of bounds. What a play from Jamichael Pritchett. He just absolutely lays the wood on their QB and picks up the ball himself. What a great individual effort from the Coastal Carolina transfer. He's been playing a little bit more for us as we're going to pitch this thing out to Montel, and he's down to the 3. Our defensive transfers, we had less this year than we did the first year, but they have been standing out for us still yet again. Montel Meja, 4th and inches. I think we got to go for it. Here we are, 4th and inches, going for it. Cam Teague, touchdown. Beautiful play setup. Cam Teague is almost automatic down there. So 14-0 early in this game. I mean, we are really setting the tone, especially as the home team. This crowd's going to be really getting into it now. 1st and 10 situation that almost got picked twice. Oh my gosh, they're really getting away with it there. What a hit. The pressure was immense on this guy. Throwing that one, and it could have been intercepted from Terrell. Just really, really bad offensive play from Old Dominion right now. As we really could have had even more of a turnover difference. But we're starting the ball at midfield on our 2nd offensive attempt. Huge gain. Just the holes are so open right now for this offense that we can really do whatever we want. 2nd down and 9. Just going to throw it underneath to Lamar Mankins, and he's having himself a pretty good game. 1st and 10 situation. Nobody expecting the run, and they get a first down. Little fake jet touch. Runs it off to Anthony Allen for 4. Offense really clicking, trying to switch things up. What a throw. Had the open slant route and nails it right into this window for Cole Turner. And it's 21-0, boys. I mean, this game could be over way before we even think about it. Can we blow out both of our rivals this year? Oh my gosh. Can that not happen? Somebody please catch him. Billy Turner, that's what you're there for with your huge speed. Good tackle. Oh my gosh. We are on the cusp of blowing them out, and now we're on the cusp of potentially making a huge momentum change. Just a wide open receiver over the middle, breaking a tackle and gets to the 6. Into the first quarter, still 21-0, but the Monarchs are threatening, and they only have 15 yards of total offense. And honestly, that 10 yards was probably in that last pass play. Wildcat formation, gets a little jet touch, and they try to get in, they can't. 3rd and goal situation. Has a bunch of curl routes on the field. Let's hope nobody gets open. So much time back there. 4th down. It's time for a field goal. Kick is up, and he nails it, and there's a flag. Oh my gosh. Don't tell me we ran into the kicker. Who did that? Sheldon Dennis just ran into the kicker and is going to allow them to get a touchdown instead of a field goal. That is a horrible, horrible defensive mistake that we cannot be happening. We cannot have that be happening. Like, if we are a championship caliber roster, we cannot be making dumb mistakes like that. They're giving people free points. I mean, they have 4 points more right now than they should have had they just had the field goal. 3rd and goal situation. Trying to just throw it short, and he drops it. So we're going to have to punt the ball away. And they obviously don't run into the kicker, but it was close. Would have been really, really nice for us to be able to just put up some points there. Dropping back to throw over the middle. Going to make a few yards there. 3rd down and 5. Going to have a draw play, and it's a perfect call. Just runs up the middle for a massive gain. Definitely should have assumed they were not going to pass it there, but a huge sack from Jimmy Ferreira, who's been really having such a great season. 3rd down and 11 now. After not much of a gain, throwing it out of bounds for nothing. Punt situation for Old Dominion. Good defensive stand. We really wanted to make sure that they didn't score here. Our momentum would have shifted very rapidly. Good awareness for Montel. Really could have been a much bigger gain if he was a little bit quicker. Going to go back to the RPO play for Xavier Lee, who's going to spin his way upfield to the 30. 1st and 10. Runs the ball off to Montel. 2nd down and 8. Play action fake. Barely gets it off. Had a guy wide open too. 3rd down. Throwing this thing deep. It is caught for Darnell Jackson, and he's down to the 5. Darnell Jackson has been going off in the last 2 weeks. Going with the jet touch, and they just knew that one right away. Maybe a little bit too many jet touches so far. Throwing it, and he hits the lineman in the back of the head. And that one almost got intercepted. Needed to be much, much earlier of a throw, so we're going to have to settle for 3 points. That's about the worst red zone possession we could have had. 1st and 10. Just going to dump it off into the flat for about a yard. 1.5 minutes left in the half. Can they put up points? That is the question. If they put up some points, it's going to be a lot closer. What a snag. What a catch from number 39 to be able to hold on to that. And he goes right back to him for another 1st down catch. Dumps it off into the flat for no gain. 2nd down and 9. Under pressure. Scrolls out of the pocket. And how do we not attempt to intercept that? I don't know what this drive is right now. That guy's absolutely wide open for no reason. And they're already down into the red zone. Throwing that thing to the end zone, and it's knocked incomplete. Jamal Mitchell just barely gets his hands in there. And that's a massive sack from Deshaun Conway. 3rd down and 17. Throwing it to the end zone. Wow, what a throw. Oh my lord, we got to see that one again. That was a dime from their QB. Absolutely a laser. Just in the only spot his receiver could get it. That is a beautiful throw. 24-14 at the half, though. Just had to admire the throw. Even though it wasn't for our team, that was just such a beautiful laser. Well, we have some things we need to tighten up here, to say the least, in the second half. Offensively has been pretty good. But we've made some mistakes, and the mistakes have been allowing them to get back in the game. 3rd down and 6, throws a little curl route, and that's just all day. Really just all day, as they're going to run the ball at the middle for 3. 2nd down and 7. Good little cut move, gets the 1st. I don't know how he really got the 1st on that. Ooh, wow, what a drop. 2nd down and 10. Runs the ball out to the running back. Great tackle. Great tackle from that defensive back cross. That could have been a massive gain for a touchdown there. Just going to take the safe play, and the tight end's going to get the 1st down. 1st and 10 again. Another run up the middle. I'm glad they don't have Devin Roush, because he was kind of a problem to have to deal against, and that's just a good throw. Your QB is really, really seeing the field right now, as this has been a problem. What a hit from Sheldon. Sheldon Dennis laying a huge hit. But I don't know. I don't know if he's going to make up for the problem he did earlier, as that's a free touchdown. Sheldon Dennis starts the route for Old Dominion, and they are climbing back in this game. It's a 3-point game. This was a blowout. Now it's a 3-point game. We need to put up some points here. Montel Major gets a good run and gets almost a first down. Huge 10-yard gain for us as Montel Major cuts up field and he gets a nice gain. Down, getting closer and closer to midfield. Has a guy underneath. Hits it to none other than Ron Marshall for a huge gain. And it's 1st and 10. Back to Cole Turner. On the jet touch pass. He's going to juke his way upfield to the 11. Need to get a touchdown. Open running room for Montel to the 5. 2nd down and 4. No shot. As we're going to go back to the RPO, and that's a beautiful play call. A touchdown for Darnell Jackson. And we're finally back on the board. Stop the comeback. 31-21 in this game now. Empty backfield for them, and they'll just throw it out. 2nd down and 10. Over the middle, caught for a nice gain and a 1st down yet again. QB definitely seeing the field so well. Just really spraying the ball to all receivers on the field as we start this 4th quarter. Both QBs really seeing the field well in this game as they're going to dump it off to the flat, and a massive shot from Sheldon Dennis. He's trying to make up for what he did, but that is not going to help his case as they get the 1st down yet again. Another big hit on the running back. 7 minutes left in the game. 10-point lead for the Megalodons. He steps out. Unluckily, steps out of bounds before the 1st down, so they're going to have to run the ball again, but that's way too much room, and they're just going to get that for free. 1st down again. Another run up the middle, and they're driving. Can we get a stop? What a play from Sheldon Dennis for the sack. He came in flying into the backfield and gets the sack. 3rd down and 12. I don't know what that play call was. They're just settling for 3. And it is no good. They missed it. Oh my gosh, what a miss. As that's going to end the game. We're able to just run the clock out. And we win the game 31-21. Keeping the comeback away. That was close. We almost lost it. But yet another game. 70+% completion percentage for Taylor Rambo. He did pretty well in it, as he went 18 for 25 for 245, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Montel Major had 18 rushes for 72 yards and a touchdown. Cole Turner led the team with 5 catches for 27 yards, and Darnell Jackson having another great game with 4 catches for 82 and a touchdown. And defensively, Sheldon Dennis leading the team in tackles with 9. Russ Whalen had 8 of them. And 2 TFLs for Jimmy Ferreira as he has yet another sack onto his total. Sheldon Dennis also having a sack, and Deshaun Conway and Terrell Pace. An interception for DeAndre Harris. Glenn Jamerson does swap to us over App State and commit, which is awesome. We'll also get Ethan O'Neal, the wide receiver, Cornell Johnson, the right guard, and we're up to number 17 in the country, boys. How far can we go? Recruiting looking still so good, as we're getting a couple more players that are just getting closer and closer to committing to the team. Glenn Jamerson's a gem, which is fantastic. As we found multiple other gems. I was adding a couple other players to the board and trying to scout them. But we found like 5 or 6 gems that we could go after, and hopefully we're able to nail all of them. But we'll have James Madison is the very next upcoming game as they're 2nd in our conference. We'll then play against Georgia Southern and Georgia State. Georgia State is the game. That's the matchup. That's the potential person that could knock us out of the conference championship game. And then we're playing against Marshall, Arkansas State, and Coastal Carolina. But a little look at the stats here as we're about halfway through the season. Taylor Rambo is a better QBR than he did last year. He's on pace to have a little bit less yards, but his touchdown to interception ratio is pretty much spot on, if not a little bit better than it was before. Completion percentage definitely way up and way less sacks. Montel Major up at under 500 yards, but he has 5 touchdowns on 97 carries. He's averaging 4.8, which is a really nice average. Receiving wise, we've been spreading the ball around a lot. There's been 5 receivers who have really been getting the ball quite often, and we have 3 guys in the over 330 yards receiving. They're all averaging 16 yards per catch, which is just incredibly even for everybody. And defensively, Sheldon Dennis, again, just leading the team in tackles with 43. TFLs, Wyatt Wright, 16 TFLs. He's getting closer and closer to the record for TFLs in a single season. Same with sacks. He's up at 7 sacks. 9 is the record. And interceptions, Russ Whalen and DeAndre Harris have 2 of them. But to replace his 6 pass deflections, that's insane. So James Madison University, big important game for us to continue on this year. Trying to keep the win streak alive. Number 17 in the country at this point, Taylor Rambo, coming out on offense to try to see if we can continue our hot streak, because Montel's going to get really nothing. This year, Taylor Rambo's been pretty safe with the rock. That's been an important part of our offense. But we really haven't been as high scoring as we would like to be. Good little pickup on the first down, though, as we try to get back to the ground game. Montel Major not having a lot of running room. We'll try to see if we can hit him with a screen pass, and they were all over that. 3rd down and 8. Pressure is coming. We throw this thing deep out to Ron Marshall, and he's going to make the catch. Down the sideline is Ron Marshall, and he's going to be faster than the linebacker, and it's a touchdown. Ron Marshall is going to put us up 7-0 as we strike early. Taylor Rambo finally not overthrowing a corner route. Such a huge play for him. We have been starting slow in some of these games in the first quarter, and it's been making the games a little tighter than they should be. But oh man, Pete Pickering back out here again. You remember last time we played against him, he just demolished us. We got that huge win at the end against them last year, but it was not an easy matchup whatsoever, as that is so much free space. Corey Jew, I really remember that name. And that is a wide open receiver. He's going to take this thing down to the 5-yard line. And Pete Pickering's just right back at it. But this running back, Corey Jew, I remember his name for some reason. I wonder if he was someone that we recruited at some point. Maybe in year 1 or year 2 or something. But a huge stop has him going forward on 4th down. And not going to get it. There is a flag, though. It is going to be a holding on the offense. So we'll decline that. We get the ball on the 1-yard line. Not a fan of it. But we're just going to run right up the middle with a fullback. Gets us a little bit more space. Can we get a little pitch play? It is risky, but Montel is going to find a way to get the first. Good job from Montel Major as we try to hit the jet touch pass and just not enough speed. 2nd down and 10. Play action fake. There is a flag. We'll try to go deep. It's deflected. And oh my goodness, another holding. So this time the holding on us has us back at our own 6. Montel Major having a little bit of an injury makes us have to put in Julius Buford, and he looks fresh getting out there to the 4th and 5. So it gets us a little bit more yards, but we just can't get enough for the first. Makes a good punt, and we'll get the good wrap up. They're going to start an excellent field position for Pete Pickering in this offense. Good TFL. Great job from the linebacker to be able to run down that running back. And geez, Corey Jew just finding ways to get yards. I mean, he doesn't even look that elusive. He's just getting so much space. I feel like they're blocking. Their offensive line is really doing a lot. Wyatt Wright, what are you doing, my man? I don't know if you saw that, but Wyatt Wright just ran into the backfield and easily could have sacked the QB. Instead, he went after the play action fake and gave up a huge play. 3rd down. Going to go for a 2nd in a row wide receiver screen, and it works well, but it's 4th and inches. Great tackle from Sheldon Dennis as we get to the end of the first quarter, and it's 7-0. 2 QBs of the future. Pete Pickering versus Taylor Rambo. Great pass from Pete Pickering. Gets him to a 1st and goal. Trying to run the ball for the 2nd play in a row. Corey Jew can't get there. 3rd and goal. Runs it outside, and it's open. We just can't get that many in a row. Game is tied 7-7. Pretty much had a big play on offense, which helped us out tremendously. Evan Rhodes getting to the outside, and he gets a nice gain. Starting us off in excellent field position as we'll go back to the ground game. Montel Major does have a decent injury risk, but we really do need him in this game. I would like to not use him a ton, though, as we're going to go down for the sack. Taylor Rambo just didn't have anybody open. Open guy on that throw as Ron Marshall's going to haul it in. And he's got some speed down the sideline and his 2nd touchdown of the game. Another beautiful throw from Taylor Rambo. And we have the lead back with 5.5 minutes left. Play action fake. Had him pretty much all fooled there, but a bad throw to the tight end. Just too slow out there. Not able to really get much of anything. Throws it out to the wide receiver screen. They're just doing nothing but screens. I'm going to try to mix it up and go to like our cover 2 zone. just to have some people there, and I feel like we should have been there. I feel like that was a terrible decision from Pete Pickering, and he throws another bad decision, and it's intercepted by Tyrone Smithfield. Tyrone Smithfield actually making a play instead of getting burnt. Pulls down the interception, and that is such a momentum shift for this Megalodon defense. Can we get some points? Play action fake, absolutely wide open receiver, and it's caught for a massive gain, and another flag for the offensive line. Ineligible man downfield. Guys, negating like a 50-yard absolute bomb. We'll go back to the play action on the next play. Throws that one and it's dropped. Just kind of let him a little bit too far downfield. Didn't really give him an opportunity to make a good catch, and we'll have to punt the ball away. So what should have been or could have been a touchdown is negated by the penalty. And JMU goes back to this RPO style of offense, and he's kind of losing a yard. I feel like he would have gained multiple had he have just gone down. Corey Jew with some moves. He's averaging over 5 yards a carry right now. Perfect time for the corner blitz. Jamal Mitchell brings up a punt situation after the blitz. And Evan Rhodes getting a chance as he makes a good cut move, and he's just not fast enough. Starts us back out at the 46-yard line. Montel's just going to try to push the pile as we're getting closer to the 2-minute warning. Taylor Rambo trying to scramble up in the pocket, and he goes down. Another blitz, just no time at all for the Megalodons, and we'll have to punt the ball away. Not a good possession for us. Can we hold them off the board? Gonna go down. Wyatt Wright gets the sack. Another sack. His 8th sack of the season, getting closer and closer to the record. I'd love for him to be able to get the record. I feel like he's one of the most beloved players on this roster on defenses. That's a deep throw, and it's almost intercepted by Sheldon. You guys are gonna have to let me know who your favorite player on offense and defense is on this current roster. As Evan Rhodes, oh my, just so close. It looked good there for a second, but just not enough. And that's a terrible pass. I don't know. I feel like I really like Taylor Rambo as he immediately throws a fumble pitch. And why is the play dead? Looking at this replay, his knee does not touch, even remotely. It's not even close to touching. There's no way that should be dead. That is a complete miscall from the refs. I mean, that's not good. Taylor Rambo just going to scroll out and makes it more manageable. We're still going to have to just punt this away. Not that I feel like the fumble recovery would have given us enough yards to get a first down, but still is going to be some sort of a field flipper because we would have had a little bit further of a field goal or a punt. As that is a beautiful pass from Pete Pickering up the seam, and he just barely overthrows him. He had a little step on that speed out, just couldn't get it to him, so he'll just throw that one away. He had a guy over the middle, he just didn't see him. 4th down situation, they're just going to have to punt it off. And I don't know why he punted that ball out of bounds. I feel like I would have allowed us to have a chance to return because that could have maybe took the clock completely out. But instead, we're just going to end up running and take it to the half, 14-7. No reason to have any sort of interception or way to shift momentum right now in such a close game. But going back to the favorite players, I feel like Taylor Rambo is probably my #1 on the offense. I also do like Montel Major, but he's just a little too new. Taylor Rambo's a little bit more of a regular pick. Darnell Jackson's also been pretty entertaining for me as well to see his story as a year 1 player. On defense, I don't know. I feel like Wyatt Wright is probably the guy, or Sheldon Dennis. They're probably the 1 and 2 for us as they've been real fun pieces on defense. As we're going to get a chance for a return as Evan Rhodes getting to the outside. He's got some speed. He's all the way down to the goal line to the 1. He gets absolutely robbed. Could have had. And what is this? Our running back just pitched the ball back to the quarterback, and Taylor Rambo's going to pick it up and get a touchdown. What just happened? I don't even know what's happening in this game right now. We went to do a pitch, but apparently the pitch was a little bit too late. That it ended up registering as the running back pitched the ball to the quarterback. Yeah, we handed the ball off, and then he just pitched the ball to no one. Taylor Rambo with the excellent awareness to get the score. Unreal. That could have been a disaster for us right now, but instead we're going to be able to still get the touchdown. That's probably going to go as a fumble for Montell-Meja. That's just wild. I've never seen anything like that. We are seeing some weird plays in this dynasty as Corey Jew is just getting a nice gain. I mean, he's probably going to be up nearing 100 yards at this point as he breaks off another one for only 3, though. It looked like he was just going to have enough speed to get out there. Woo, that was close. Threw a pick on a similar pass earlier in the game, and he decided to do it again. Grayson Reynolds making the good open field tackle. And they are pretty much in field goal range, I would say, at this point. We're going to try to bring a little bit more pressure. And, Pete Pickering. We're going to have to put a spy on him, I think. And that's just so unlucky because we need the extra people in coverage. Pete Pickering just knows how to dice up your defense. He can scramble with it. He literally can do everything. Good hit forces the incompletion over the middle as it's a 3rd down and 10. To the outside, and it's intercepted again from Tyrone Smithfield. Gets his 2nd interception of the game. Keeping this game a 2-score game. And putting us in a position to push it to a 3-score game halfway through the 3rd. 2nd down and 1. Handing it off to Montell-Meja. Getting a great run. Do a little bit of motion. Wide receiver, jet touch pass. Spin move, tries to get the first and somehow gets spotted short. I really feel like it was a 1st down though. And alright. And we somehow get spotted for the first on that. So I guess it makes up for it. So Montell-Meja on the RPO. And he gets a great run for the 1st down. Gets about 15 yards. Running some of this clock down. We have 2 minutes off the clock already on this drive. As Anthony Allen gets a handful of yards. Can we just scramble out with Taylor Rambo trying to get a block set up? We don't, but it's 3rd and 1. Good job for him not fumbling the ball. Taylor Rambo using his legs just way more this year, and that's such a good thing to see for him as he is kind of a dual threat QB. He has enough speed to make him be a somewhat threat. He's not a burner. He's not a Lamar Jackson or something, but he has enough speed to be dangerous enough to be able to pick up those 1st downs when he needs to. He can learn that he doesn't have to force the ball into tight windows. He can just throw in that like that. We can't do that. End of the 3rd quarter though, 21-7. Good job for the Carolina Megalodons running some clock and getting a good chance to be able to put us up 3 scores in the final quarter. 3rd and 8. Play action fake. Do we get a man? What a throw! Who's a little bit behind him, but Cole Turner is gonna fall on it and get the touchdown. Cole Turner's been so quiet as of late, but it's nice to see him getting back in on the action as we go 28-7. Really one of the last opportunities for James Madison. Good hit. Terrell Pace over the middle lays some nice hits. That one should have been a 3rd interception for Tyrone. Tyrone was right there. Pete Pickering just whizzed it right behind his head. And Pete Pickering is driving. This no-huddle offense is nuts. Sheldon Dennis with another sack. Sheldon Dennis has been so big against James Madison. If you remember right, James Madison was the team that Sheldon Dennis forced the fumble when they should have won the game in one of the previous seasons. He forced a fumble in the red zone to win the game. He was the silencer, and he has just always shown up clutch against this squad. 4th down and long. All the marbles. Terrible pass. And that is going to end the game 35-7. We end up scoring in garbage time as we run the rest of the clock out. But we are going to get another win. And we'll see how far up we go in the standings. Taylor Rambo getting 5 touchdowns. Tying the school record for most in a game. Actually, no. I lied. Because that's 3 passing touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns. But either way, very, very good game for him. Montell-Meja had 15 rushes for 52 yards, a little low on the average. Just Taylor Rambo having those 2 rushing touchdowns was pretty nice because of the fumble for Montell-Meja. Cole Turner was our leading receptions with 3, but it was really Ron Marshall. 2 catches for 129 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's a ridiculous game. 14 tackles for Grayson Reynolds. Absurd. Terrell Pace, 10 of them. Bunch of TFLs, 2 for Jimmy Ferreira. He gets another sack. Jamal gets a sack. Sheldon, Wyatt Wright, just tons of sacks. They're just flying in right now. And Tyrone with his 2 interceptions. We have another upgrade, so it looks like I'm going to be able to give us some extra offseason training boosts for our QB to help out with that position battle next year. And hey, Stephen Fontaine commits that D tackle. Bolo, whatever, I can't even begin to pronounce that. Free safety commits. And we're up to number 14 in the country, an A for championship contender. Brand exposure going up, sitting at 7-0. Taylor Rambo getting an offensive conference player of the week, as we're sitting at 5-0 in conference play. And Georgia State and Georgia Southern are the only two ones that are somewhat breathing down our necks. As if we can get a win over both of these guys, because we play them back-to-back weeks, we could really submit ourselves as a lock for the conference championship. As Georgia Southern sitting at 4-3 on the season, we are, yes, again, perfect 7-0. Taylor Rambo just having a fantastic season. 18-1 his interception to turnover ratio. Interception to touchdown ratio. Interception to turnover would be a terrible ratio. 2nd down and 5. We really just want to get Montel Major going, as he had just not as many yards as we would have loved him to have for his elite development. Wow, the pressure was intense and we just weren't able to pick it up, as we'll have to basically be forced to punt this thing away. The amount of games that we've started with a punt on the first possession is a little concerning, but we'll see how this Georgia Southern team does. Great tackle. Russ Whalen, I've also been so impressed with him. I think it's also about time we start talking about some of our freshmen of the year. On defense, Russ Whalen, I think he's probably the one who's going to get my pick for most impressive first-year player, is Evan Rhodes getting to the outside. That's a good run. Breakout player on offense, really, it's probably Montel Major, as he gets a nice cut move and he's down all the way to the end zone for the touchdown. Montel Major, just as I'm talking about him, he makes it worth every penny, as Montel Major getting in. That's probably one of his biggest runs of the season that ends in a touchdown. He's not the most elusive home run hitter, but sometimes he can show that burst of athleticism and get the touchdown. I feel like he's more of a power style, run him over type guy, workhorse back, someone who could get 30 carries in a game if we need to. And we just haven't really had to do that very often, because that's a massive shot. Grayson Reynolds throwing around some big hits, as that one is a terrible pass right to Jamal Mitchell, and he's going to get the interception. Jamal Mitchell moving over to slot corner, and he is a huge upgrade there. DBs were a huge issue for us last year. They're still somewhat of a problem, but it's at least a little bit better. That was a laser on the run from Taylor Rambo. Super risky pass. Not very many QBs can make that throw. Just unfortunate, though. Rod Seaver just missed it. I wouldn't be expecting the ball to actually make it through all that traffic either. That's even more risky. Taylor just needs to calm down. We need to sit him down and calm that down, as we are going to hit the field goal. Let's go. That was one of the fastest kicks that I've had to hit in this one, as our kicker just nails it here at home. And oh my gosh, can somebody please make a tackle? Let's not allow a touchdown. 10-0. I feel like this is one of those things that happens all the time. We'll come out with a decent lead at some point, either second quarter, and then all of a sudden we just implode, and they score 2-3 something plus straight possessions and make it a game again, as that is just not ideal. Already into enemy territory. They're really moving with ease, and that's double coverage still. And he's going to hold on to that. 2nd and 6. Little wide receiver screen, jumps over a player. Oh, that was close. That was so close. And we're going to send everybody, and he had nowhere to go with it, as Jimmy Ferreira getting yet another sack. 2nd down and long. Scrambling out with it, and DJ Dean's going to get the sack. Our defensive line is really stepping it up over the last few weeks. I am so excited for seeing how these guys progress. I guess also Jimmy Ferreira. I got to put him right up there with Russ Whalen as one of the breakout guys. Make the field goal good. But he is one of those breakout guys. Did you see Sheldon Dennis in the backfield after that field goal? He was pretending to snap the ball. I don't know what he was doing over there. But Montel Major, good run. 2nd down and inches. I don't know how we didn't get the first, but Montel is just going to work his way down the field. He's working real good today. Just not quite enough speed. We're going to lose 6. That's a massive loss. Play action. Oof. They were not fooled by the play action. It probably wasn't the best play call in general. As we're just going to try to make our player make a play. No. Cole Turner, just not the same as Adam Randall. Definitely missing Adam Randall out there as a wide receiver 1. We just don't have that right now. Darnell Jackson is probably more or less being our receiver 1 at this point. Vernon Lyle doesn't really get to see the field as much. Might be worth throwing him in for some of these games to give him a little more touches. I feel like he was a little bit more dominant whenever he was in the game. They have negative 18 rushing yards. That's ridiculous. We're just getting a ton of sacks, though, to be honest. 2nd down and 7. Just continuing on with the run game. Good open field tackle. Really, really good open field tackle because that could have been so much worse. I feel like they get down to this. Oh my gosh, that could have been picked. I feel like they get down to our side of the field relatively quickly and easily. How did we miss that tackle? I don't know how we missed that tackle, but they have a 1st and 10 in great position as Grayson Reynolds with such an athletic interception. There's no way he got the foot down. Oh my gosh. What a play from Grayson Reynolds. I got to see that again. Throws a laser to the back corner of the end zone, and wow. Incredible play from Grayson Reynolds. Definitely going to miss having him also. He's one of those first-year players as he's got an open man deep, and Cole's going to hold on to it. Great catch from Cole Turner as we're down across the 50 again. Back to Montel Major. Little motion. We'll fake it to Cole Turner and hand it back off to Montel. 3rd and 5 situation. Pressure coming. Hot. Throws and 4th and inches. Just going to try to run with the QB, and we get it. 1st and 10, going back to the pitch play. Outside for Montel Major. Cuts back upfield and gets the 1st. We'll go to Anthony Allen, and he gets nothing. Trying to run a little bit of clock. Good cutback from Cole Turner. I feel like we wouldn't have had any yards. Hot off the backfield, and we would have had a man. Gonna have to settle for the field goal. Can we hit it? Yes, money. Mr. Myers, the kicker, is just money. He's been nailing some kicks as of late, and that one is almost intercepted. Good swat down from Tyrone Smithfield. Has just nobody underneath on that side to be able to get that player. As we're down to the 2-minute warning, throwing it underneath and tackled at the logo. About 15 or so yards probably from field goal range as he's going to break a tackle and falls out of bounds though. Good hit from the defensive back to be able to keep him from getting anything. Makes a business decision and goes out of bounds on that one, and he's going to throw that one right to Russ Whalen, who says, hey, I want to be freshman player of the year, as he gets a huge interception to keep them off the board here before the half. Yet another interception for this Georgia Southern team. Have a little motion back to the ground game from Montel Major as he's going to power his way forward for 7. Down to about a minute left in the quarter. Open guy, deep throw, it is caught for a massive gain. Darnell Jackson with another catch down inside the 10. Can we power it in? Over to Ron Marshall, down to the 3. 8 seconds left. Little run, can't get much. Timeout called. We have 4 seconds left in the quarter. Drops back to throw. Can we get one in there quick? And no! Oh no, the time expired. And we won't have an opportunity to kick the field goal. We were hoping we were going to be able to throw the slant a little quicker, and we just didn't have the time to throw it, as we're going to fail to score at all before the half. Montel Major having himself a solid first half, but boy, I hope that does not come back to bite us in the end of this game, because that is a bad outcome. Georgia Southern's going to get the ball to start the quarter, and they force the fumble, but they finally somehow recover it. But they're on the 8-yard line. We're sending the house. He's going to retreat back to his own end zone and gets a safety. Unreal. What just happened? Why did their quarterback run backward into the end zone to get a safety? I don't know why or what just happened, but instead of not getting a field goal, we end up getting a safety, I guess. So still a 1-point deficit of what we could have had. if we would have just taken the field goal, but I mean, we also start with the ball, and that was almost a terrible play. A flag on top of it. And it's going to be roughing the passer. Let's go. So that'll put us in great position as Montel Meja using his ability to get downfield. Took a lot of damage on that hit, though, as we're going to throw that right behind the linebacker's ear. Just a little bit too low of a pass rush. That could have been real good. 4th and inches. I think we definitely got to go for it again. Can we power our way forward? Yes. So 1st and 10. We can continue to get some time off the clock here. Getting it down to 5 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Throwing it wide open. Man, can we get the block? It's a touchdown for Xavier Lee. I feel like he hasn't been on the board in a little bit. Xavier Lee getting another score as we're going to spread this lead further. 21-3 here over Georgia Southern. As they're going to get another chance to score, and you got to be thinking they have to get some points on this possession here. Just a quick little curl. It's going to be free for most of the time. They try to hit the wide receiver screen pass, and it ends up working out quite well. But 3 touchdowns for JC French is not a good day at the office, as that's a great RPO. 1st and 10, another RPO. This time we do man coverage and it works out much better. 2nd and 9, runs the ball up the middle. Great tackle from Russ. Russ Whalen is going to be a great safety for us. I am so excited for next season with all these safeties as they nail that field goal. If you remember, we ended up getting 3 gem safeties. 2 of them are star dev and 1 is impact development. And having 3 incredible safeties back there, it's just going to make such a fantastic difference for this roster. As that is a wide open receiver, underthrow him. Oh my gosh, Darnell Jackson was completely wide open. But instead of be a 3rd and 4 situation, Darnell is going to fight for the first. Darnell Jackson just wanted it more. This will go to a tight end screen. Haven't done that one in a bit. Gets a good 5-yard gain out of it. We'll run this one right back up to Montel Meja, who's going to end up rolling for the first. 1st and 10. Again, it overthrows him. Overthrowing him, and that is such a bad miss. Montel gets to a 3rd and 3. Back to the running back screen. Picks up enough for the first. 3rd quarter of play almost over. Has a guy. Should have thrown it earlier. Taylor Rambo's been decently good on his decision making, but he just waited a little too long to throw that and ends up getting sacked as well. But it's 22-6 as we start the 4th quarter of play. Looks like Miami must have lost. They lost twice. They're 5-2 now. They were sitting at 4-0, number 4 in the country there for a bit. Over the middle, great catch. Making it a manageable 4th down. Coach wants us to go for it, and we waited too long. Taylor Rambo making a bad decision on where to throw that one. Offensive coordinator wanted us to go for it. That was not a coach decision. That was a suggestion for us to go for it there. And I could see getting it if we got it. That's a massive sack from Jimmy Ferreira and company. But if we get that completion and we move past and get the 1st down again, we really could almost have run the quarter out, if not made it impossible for them to win. Now it's a 4th and long. This is pretty much the whole game, as they're going to throw that one deep, and it's no good. And that is going to end it 25-6. We end up getting a field goal as time expires. But we are going to continue on in our undefeated season. Taylor Rambo had a pretty good game, but really, Montel Meja had a great one. I mean, even Tyrone Smithfield having a great day, as they ended the game with -18 rushing yards. That's insane. Taylor Rambo, though, 18 for 30, 183 yards and a touchdown. Didn't really have to throw for a ton of yards. We were really on defense for a lot of the game. Really ran it 24 times and averaged 5 yards a carry with a touchdown. That's just really, really good workhorse back play style right there. Darnell Jackson getting 6 catches for 77. Cole Turner 4 for 49. Cole Turner, I feel like most of his catches are kind of on those jet touches, though, to be honest. He doesn't really get open. Russ Whalen leading the team in tackles with 9 of them. Grayson Reynolds getting 7. We had 2 TFLs for Jimmy Ferreira, who also gets a sack and a half. Wyatt Wright getting a sack. We have multiple guys getting close to the record. 4 interceptions from the squad is so good to see. Tavon Lewis, the center, is going to commit. Cesar Carrizosa defensive tackle commits, John Joyner, the right guard, Keontae Sparks, right tackle. We're just getting the whole offensive line up to number 12 in the country. And we are actually projected to be in the college football playoff right now. I would hate to play against Georgia in the first round. That would not be ideal. We're sitting at a perfect 8-0, 6-0 in conference play, and we've really been destroying our opponents. Points for 274 to 110 points against. 8-game win streak, playing some really, really good ball right now. And Georgia State is the one on the calendar next. We need to knock them off to be able to basically solidify our spot. And we were getting closer. There's only 4 games left to play. We only have technically a 1-game lead on Georgia State for the conference, but we have a pretty good lead over Georgia Southern and the tiebreaker, so for the most part, we should be about locked into the conference championship game as long as we beat Georgia State, which is conveniently the very next game that we're going to be playing. Then we'll play against Marshall, Arkansas State, and finish off the season against Coastal Carolina. Looking at the stats, just under 1,900 yards for Taylor Rambo here, as we're about 2/3 of the way through the season. He has 19 touchdowns to 1 interception. Completion percentage way, way up from last year. I think it was 55 or 56%. Huge, huge boost. Montemasia had a couple good games in a row, bumping up his total to 640. He's on pace that he might be able to get to 1,000 yards. He's got 6 touchdowns, which is kind of a little lower than I really would like or thought he was going to be able to have in this situation. Darnell Jackson leading the team in receptions, but we only have 2 players over 500 yards, and one of them is Ron Marshall. TFL's Wyatt Wright and Jimmy Ferreira, both 17 of them, 4 away from tying the record from Caden Sullivan last year. There's a legit chance they both are going to break that. Wyatt Wright has officially tied the record for most sacks in a season in school history, and Jimmy Ferreira is only 0.5 behind him. So, I mean, they both might break that record, which would be insane. Mainly considering that Jimmy Ferreira is a first-year player, he could absolutely blow out the career sacks. Russ Whelan has 3. The true freshman leading the team in interceptions is nuts. Boys, that's going to end this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I've had a ton of fun so far in this series and look forward to continuing on the rest of Season 3 to see, can we win some games in the college football playoff? Can we even be a Cinderella story and win the thing? I don't think so. I think our team's still maybe a few years away from that, but we have some solid pieces, and we're just continuing to add every single season to it. So yeah, I'd love to hear what players you've been enjoying and what players you're looking forward to in the current recruiting class that we have. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next video, and why don't you check out one of these ones?